A TomTom satellite navigation unit drizzled in honey. A Helinox chair with crisp, fresh iceberg lettuce. High-end LED fog lights dipped in creamy milk chocolate. Cherry on top. This isn't just any adventure bike shop. This is the adventure bike shop. The Adventure Bike Shop.
Rubbish adverts.
Greater adventure.
Welcome to the second live podcast where we talk about bikes and things, and it's first month. You may have kind of guessed Sam isn't here.
Less beardy.
So
Only
instead we have the much better and much more entertaining and all-round brilliant Claire.
Thank you for that, because I believe you.
Now, okay, what's going to happen is it was going to be me and Sam. And then we were going to have Claire as a guest. But Sam's got a little bit of cold, and he's feeling a bit poorly. He's got a cold, and he's just being a wimp, basically.
He is. Unfortunately, he can't be with us. He's very sad he can't be with us. He's probably watching us, but... So, hello.
Hi,
Hope you're
Sam.
feeling well.
We don't wish you well. We hate you in every way possible.
I live with him. I'm married to him. You can't say that.
I really can, though.
No, you can. It's very true.
Okay, so let's quickly go through what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about some news, some interesting news on bikes coming out.
And it's some exciting news there
It's
as well.
exciting news. It's not confirmed news, but it's interesting news nonetheless. I don't know what this is. I'm just randomly wiping the table down.
Touching.
We are then going to show you a little kind of clip from the up-and-coming Amazon show.
Which is awesome. I am so gutted I wasn't there. I mean, to be fair, bad weather and all that, but...
It was appalling weather.
It just sounded amazing. I'm so gutted.
Then we're going to send Claire off on a rant. And we're going to talk about women's motorcycle clothing. And before she goes off on a rant, I'm going to tell you what else is in the show, and we'll just let her rant later. Then, after the advert break, we're going to come back and we're going to talk about Long Way Up. Ewan and Charlie doing another trip. Are you happy? Are you not? Let's find out. So, hello to everyone that's watching.
Hello.
Currently, there are 12 people.
Hello, 12
I mean,
people.
our podcast knows no bounds, I think.
I know. Going wild today. And what? That's, Sam, my mum, my dad, your mum and dad.
Yeah.
That's half of it.
So we, this is our second podcast. It's all a bit new. We know that this month people have struggled with all the new formats. Yes. People asking where they can watch the show on Amazon. Ladies and gentlemen, the show on Amazon will not be live until November. November is when the show goes live, and it's going to be awesome, and we're so excited about it, and I'm quite proud of it. Even though we haven't finished it yet, but so far I'm proud of it.
Yeah, it's
could all go wrong so far.
It's looking really awesome, and there's more and more stuff coming out on the YouTube channels as well. So It's been dribs and drabs whilst we've been kind of preparing stuff and nudging Tom in the direction of Amazon Prime and whatnot.
For everyone that keeps asking, yes, Claire will be doing some cooking on YouTube. Don't panic.
You can't stop me from making and eating food. That's just like
making eat food.
Eat food.
Okay. So, news.
Yes, news.
Sorry, again, I keep looking over here because this is where my screen is. It tells me everything that's going on. I can make sure we're live. I can make sure Claire's not too loud. And I can see your comments, of which there are none.
I am so excited about some of these news because if these rumours are true,
okay, so the first one isn't a rumour. The first one is a straight up new bike that's coming out. You may have seen we reviewed the Sinus Terrain, which is a 125 adventure bike, and we really, really liked it. Hello, Andrew! We really liked it. And it got great reviews. It's a really good price. And they're bringing out another one, the Sinus Terrain 380.
Graham took the one you reviewed on the latest trip, right?
Yes. On our
So
latest trip.
what's going to be different, do you think, about
Well,
this?
it's got a bigger engine.
Even I, who am like slightly non-geeky when it comes to bike, could have possibly identified that.
Okay. So yeah, it's going to have a 380cc engine.
Right.
Which kind of puts it in the realms of, you've got the GS 310, BMW GS 310 range.
Okay.
But it's going to be about quarter of the price of the BMW.
And you can't complain of that.
I think it's looking around the 3.5-4 grand mark at the moment. But it looks amazing. I probably should have been far more professional and actually got a photo up for you. That would have been the way to do it.
Can we not do that?
Well, you can if you just talk for a minute.
I don't really know what to talk about with regards to all of it, but just from what I've heard with Graham having fun with the other bike, the smaller engine one, and the latest trip, I'm quite excited to see how this kind of works, because I don't know though. Do you reckon it would be quite good? Because I think Graham wasn't that comfortable on the old one. I know it's going to have more
It's a 125,
zest,
so it's always... I mean, the bike itself
is
great. Yeah, this is it. I should probably show this to
Yeah,
everyone else as well.
put it up.
Yeah, give me a second.
It looks like a fly.
Does it?
Yeah, I'm not that keen on it.
Really? I quite like it. I think it's got a bit of a kind of GS vibe to it.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people are probably going to diss me for this. I'm not a huge fan of the GS look, if I'm honest with you. But, I mean, it's okay. But if it rides well, I don't care what it looks like at the end of the day.
What I'm going to do is, the best picture on here, to be honest, is from the Overland magazine site. So, Overland.
Thank you very much, Overland
We are
magazine.
going to be using your photo. I do apologise. I hope you don't mind. It is a brilliant photo, and you guys are brilliant, and we love you all. So hopefully you won't mind us using.
Sure
but we're giving you a huge plug. Overland magazine,
Whoop, whoop.
Overland event as well is coming soon, and that
Isn't that
does
the next
look like
month?
it's going to be.
2 months.
I don't know, to be honest. Okay.
Go on,
I just
show
need-
these pictures.
I just
What
need
do
to.
you guys reckon to this? Because I think it looks a little bit... Saying that, from the angle that you've got there, it doesn't look so buggy, but from the side, I think it looks...
From the side, it does look a bit buggy, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm just going to bring up. I'm not sure whether they'll be able to hear us talking if I
Okay.
bring up an image.
Well, let's have a look.
But we'll find out. This may all be going massively wrong for the sake
We
of
can
doing
see.
this.
So, I mean, is this just basically for people who want to pot around and do a little bit of off-roading and nothing
No, I mean,
particularly
I think
major? Is this
they're
going to be an
getting
adventure bike?
I think they're getting a bit more serious, to be honest, in terms of what they can do.
This isn't going to be their answer to a big adventure bike, though, is it?
Uh,
Saying that, I reckon, look at that. It's panniered up to the max as well. What panniers are they?
they are metal. They look proper metal.
They do?
I mean, on the Sinus Terrain 125, they are painted. Yeah, they're
They
just,
painted
they're just
like a
painted
me-
silver.
Were they faking it up?
Pretty much, to be honest. It's literally just
I saw these.
a spray painted silver.
The
which
best
is-
thing about it, and you'll probably see it in a clip later, is that they have little L plates on as well on Graham's. Poor Graham.
Okay, so look at this. I'm actually going to bring it up in the top corner.
There.
There you go. Look at that.
See, it doesn't. I have to admit, it doesn't look so bad from that angle. It does. It looks all right, but and the front fairing's not too bad as well. It'll keep the wind off your face.
Yeah, I think,
So
to be honest, I
it
think
could be a touring.
it does have a very GS look. But I think I don't mind it. I quite like it. I think it has a kind of mix between a GS and a Triumph between the two of them. I think.
I guess
and
so.
it's 380cc engine. It's going to give it a lot more poke, and it's still going to be A2 license. So even with an
not so
A2
bad.
license, you can have what looks like and what is I mean, there's nothing wrong with a Sinus Terrain 125. You know, it is needs a bit more poke, and this is what is going to give it to it.
It'll be interesting.
You're smiling because I
Maybe.
said poke, aren't you?
Me? No. I'd like to give it a shot. It would be nice to try it. I think when it comes out, we should get our hands on one. and
We
go
will.
give it some
Definitely.
dirt back.
Some
Track riding out back was what I was supposed to say.
That came out really well.
I know,
I know.
thank you. I'm so impressive with
Okay,
myself.
so before we go on to the next bike, which is the interesting one,
I
let's
know
look.
if this is true.
We have Jay. Claire has beautiful hair. How do you fit it in a helmet? There's your first comment. Thank you, Jay.
Plait it. I plait it and just let it blow in the wind. There we go.
We got a good day from
Good day,
Insane DJ UK. We've got an Oh My from Akira. Alan says, "Hi guys, another great show as always. I'm sure." Wouldn't guarantee it. Thanks though. Super F UK. I wish you guys would do comparisons with new bikes versus older models. Stay tuned for Amazon.
Yeah. All on Amazon.
Sam Farah, he says, "Oi oi Savalois."
Oi oi.
I hope you're feeling okay.
Jay
just bought a V-Strom 1000.
Woo!
Hope you saw the adventure. We've been promised one of these on long-term loan for a long time. Suzuki, but it
Excuse me.
stops turning up. It hasn't turned up yet, so we're still waiting on that one.
I'd like that to be taken off road and hammered and see how it ends up.
Yeah.
Let us know. Let us know
If
how
we
you're
get
getting on with
the
it.
long-term loan, we're gonna do a lot with it. So, but we'll see.
Happy days.
Kevin, love, thank you. Kevin, do you guys get the new Kawasaki? I'm not sure if we're getting the 230 Kawasaki. I honestly don't know yet. I don't, because for instance, like the KLR 650 isn't available in the UK either, so
No.
I don't know. We'd love to try one. We just can't get our hands on one because they don't sell them in this country. So,
Let's go get one.
yes, I think we did.
With all the money that we have.
Well, apparently, sound is a little low.
Oh, sorry guys.
Oh no, I just muted us for a second there. That won't be good at all. I can do it, but I have to go over there to do it. I'm just going to nip over
Go on
there.
then. Nip over. I want to see what else other people are saying.
Good job
Sam's
I'm
a
not
little
wearing my
low.
pants.
Still would recommend MSR tents. I keep hearing about leaking issues since 2018. Well, interestingly, I have heard that they had fixed a lot of the issues with the Hubbard, the tall ones, and
Is that better?
they should be, as a 2019, they should be completely, as long as you peg it out properly. I think that's the issue. We've discussed this a lot with tents. Like, no matter what tent you get, if you don't peg it out properly, there's going to be condensation issues and stuff. But I don't think it's a leak. I think it's just condensation that's building up on the inside. Graham's now got one, hasn't he?
He does.
And it absolutely hocked it down when you guys were away, and he was dry as a bone, right?
Yeah.
3-man one. So I love them. I'm a big advocate from them. But that being said, they are pricey. Our last MSR tent, we killed it on our last journey, and I think Sam took it.
And you killed it, knew it was dead, and let Sam take it anyway.
But
Harsh.
we're going to pick up a new tent, and to be fair, I've had a look around, and I'm going to go to the Hubbard tour. I have to. Anyway.
Okay, so let's get back on track. Sam Graham's not your BFF, he's mine.
They're so
Don't
gay
start
for
with
each
me,
other.
Sam. Okay. The next rumour that we're hearing about at the moment is we are hearing... Finished?
I'm excited.
We're hearing lots and lots of rumours about a new Honda. Specifically, a lot of people are talking about the 450 Honda, which is the 250 Rally doing
Yep.
a 450L but in a
Yep.
rally version. But
Which
have
is
been
cool,
rumours.
but
It's cool, but there are rumours that they are going to bring out an Africa Twin 800. Now,
please.
we did contact Honda and asked them if this was happening, and we got a distinct no comment. So it probably is.
Do you reckon they would have? Surely they would have said no.
No, I
don't know,
I mean,
don't know.
let's be honest. I don't know whether they're not confirming anything, but there's been pictures leaked. There's been
I haven't
talk
seen
about it for a
pictures.
while. I'm not sure whether they were leaked from Honda or whether they were just some person playing around with Photoshop and doing what it would look like. But it makes sense.
A bit like
look
Sonic the
at
Hedgehog.
look at the market at the moment. What? I don't know why I just agreed to that. It was easier just to say yes and let you carry on. So if you go, if you look at you've got the KTM 790,
which is,
amazing.
I'm gonna say, it's like rails. It's amazing. I love that bike.
You've got the Yamaha T700,
Which I like. It's okay.
Which is meant to be really, really good and a lot cheaper.
I know. I should probably give that a proper run before I say anything more on that. But
don't be mean.
I know. Sorry, Yamaha. And to be fair, a lot of Yamaha bikes I love. So yeah.
And then there's obviously the BMW has always had the 800, the 850, and things like that. And this is something that Honda have been missing. They've been missing from their range something about an 800 now. I always like my bikes to be around the 800. I've never been a big fan of big engine bikes. There's probably only one big engine bike I buy at the moment.
Go on.
Which is the Triumph Scrambler, the 1200 Scrambler.
Ooh, good shout. To be
it's
fair,
a lovely
for a
looking
one.
bike. It's a great bike, and it will hold its value much better than any. It's the same price as a 790, but
is it?
Yes, it's almost. And it will hold its value a lot better.
Yeah, true.
I think.
I don't know, but if they bring out an 800, I think it's gonna be amazing. And I people know I'm really excited about the KTM 790, but I just think I love the Hondas. I really think they're great. So if they bring out something that's in that range, I'm gonna be all over that. And if you do a test ride, screw cooking that time. I'll carry my stuff on it I want to be on that.
Nick's just said Africa Twin needs to be the weight of the KTM 790, and I agree with you. It needs to have that kind of weight level, but I also think one of the things that makes a 790 excel is not just how much it weighs, but it's where it carries the weight. Because of those tanks, it carries the weight much, much, much lower down.
Your centre of gravity is so low, and like I said, when I was riding on it before, like you'd hit a patch of thick gravel on a corner, and you just didn't even know it. You just whizzed round it sideways. It was phenomenal. And I know I'm coming from like old school bikes that are a bit knackered, but
KTM 690. Blah, 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 blah,
I
blah.
love my little KTM 690. It sounds like a Spitfire, to be honest, and it probably runs like.
No,
I'm growing out my moustache for it.
I do think it's I mean, it'll be a really good shootout to get BMW 850 if the Honda comes out, the Honda 800, the 790. I think that will be very exciting. Jay hates all the electronics on the Triumph. If you live in Kenya and you cannot, I think this is a problem with all bikes now.
Did they fix the problem with the KTM 790? Because
a lot of people were talking about oil leaks, weren't they?
Well, oil leaks, and also when you were riding it off-road, if you stalled or stopped to switch the engine off, when you switched it back on, you had to click through the bloody settings to turn back off the ABS, which was a pain in the ass.
Sadly, that's not actually an issue with the bike. It's just the way the settings are.
I know, but it's still a pain in the bum.
But a lot of bikes are like that. So, do you know what I did? My Triumph used to be like that, and what I did was I took the tyre off, turned the tyre around so the tyre would rotate the right way, but then had my front wheel on the other way around. Therefore, the ABS sensor wasn't there, so it would automatically keep the ABS sensor, and then all I had to worry about traction control. It keeps your ABS off.
Is that legal?
I don't know. I probably
Let's not advocate that, right?
Don't do that because that would be wrong.
Stupid.
Okay, there's a question on here that I will ask. Ian Batterham, why are you moving to Amazon Prime? Is it money? Do you think people will buy Amazon Prime to follow you? Serious question. Okay, I will answer that. First of all, no, I don't expect anyone to buy Amazon Prime just for us. That would be mental.
That being said, they do have some good shows on it.
Yeah, there are
but
some
they also have some terrible shows on it. Not saying that we're going to be like one of them, but yeah.
There are many reasons Amazon. There is the first one. We're looking at our audience, and realistically, we make an hour-long show, and then nothing happens for the rest of the month. actually that doesn't lend itself to a YouTube audience. So in that respect, people who actually want to sit down and watch a show will tend to go somewhere like Netflix or Amazon before they look at actually kind of sitting down and watching YouTube. A lot of people moan sometimes about the colour grading or things like that, but everything is colour graded for TV, because that's what we do is TV stuff. So it will look best and sound best on a TV. So that's one of the reasons for doing it. Second of all, it's really, really hard to keep content high in terms of quality and in terms of finding new and exciting things to do when you're producing one show every single month. And some people think we've got a great big, 4 or 5 people working. It's literally me. We
pester him.
We have Sam, Claire, and Graham obviously presenting. None of them get paid. They all do it out the kindness of their hearts.
That's why I do the food, because I just get to eat all the time.
And when it's just one person trying to do all of that, it's hard work. I have a family that I want to spend a bit more time with. So there's a whole host of reasons. It's definitely not money related. For those that don't know, there are different ways of being on Amazon Prime. We are not an Amazon Prime original, which means we haven't been commissioned by Amazon Prime. We can put our show on Amazon Prime if we hit a certain number of criteria about how high quality the show is, and how we produce the show and what we film on, etc., etc. So we can put our show on, and we get paid in the same way we would get paid from YouTube. The more views we get, the more money we get. But we're still talking, in the UK, I think it's about 9 pence per hour watched. So we're not exactly going to be big money makers. It's got nothing to do with money. It's about being able to do justice to what we want to do. And if we do 6 one-hour episodes that come out over the space of 6 weeks during a year, then it gives us the opportunity to actually spend a year making super, super high-end quality.
Exactly.
Plus, we're still going to keep doing all this stuff on YouTube and try and give you more regular content rather than one show at the start of the month and then nothing for the rest of the month. And of course, we still have the articles. We have Graham Field's articles. We're reworking the website a little bit at the moment. We're having a few little niggly issues, but trying to get individual page for all the articles, so the articles are a bit easier and a bit easier to read. So fingers crossed, we'll enjoy that. So that is your answer, Ian. I hope you're happy with that answer. If not, sorry. It's not an awful lot I can do about it. Okay, so after that was fun.
That was long.
Well, we're talking about Amazon anyway.
In short, doing a quality TV show and YouTube bits. There we go.
Yeah.
I just
and
summarised
if you
that.
don't have Amazon, you can watch
thing.
it on Patreon.
Patreon.
Now, Patreon is £1 a month to watch the Amazon show. We'll put it on Patreon as well. So it is just £1 a month. It's simply to do with, distributing to Amazon would be completely pointless if you put it on a free platform like YouTube. So we have to do something like that. However, you can pay £1. It's £1 a month, but you can cancel any time. So if you decide to kind of hit us around December time when all episodes are out, you pay £1, and then if you cancel it next month, you will have watched all episodes for £1. And I hope you would agree that, bearing in mind people pay what, £5 to get ABR magazine every month.
I don't.
Something like that. It's about £5 for ABR.
Should I?
Whereas £1 gets you 6 episodes. So
£5 for a magazine. No
like
offense. Do you know what? I looked at magazines the other day, and they are redonkulous pricing. To be fair, they're trees.
Sorry, I lost you for a while. I am, however, curious about what it is you really do and why on earth you worry about YouTube versus Amazon. We don't particularly. It's
Just answering a question, I think.
Oh, it is still about a few pence.
Oh, okay.
Sorry,
I
I forget that there is a time lag. So you're responding to a question, something we were talking about to us about, you know, like 30, 40 seconds ago. So it's like, what?
I did ask whether that time lag was there in case, you know, we just suddenly went on a rampage and it
so when Claire starts talking about women's clothing, I can cut her off. Okay, so talking about Amazon, the Amazon show.
Yeah.
One of the things we are obviously doing is the Tales from the Trails. So we've actually just been and filmed a Tales from Trails, and we wanted to do something a bit different. And we spoke on our last podcast about encouraging younger people to drive, and we ride, and we were thinking about how you can do that. Now we decided to go and do.
You didn't do this. I'm going to interject here. You did not do this just to be able to see whether it was possible to do it on what you did it on. You did it to get Sam and Graham angry.
Well, we decided that the best way to experience the Trans-European Trail in Wales was to do it on. Sorry, Sam's going nope. was to do it on 125s. So anyone can do it, even if you've got L plates. You can go off and have an amazing adventure off road. So we picked 3 125 bikes. I had the Herald Maverick, which was a superb bike. And genuinely, I had such a great time on that bike. Graham had the Sinis Terrain, the 125 Sinis Terrain.
It's little L plates.
Sam.
Wait for him. He's going to go like.
Sam had a Super Cub, a Honda Super Cub. The new C90, which is actually a C125.
Step-through scooter.
So he was my friend. But on that note,
Like
I'm going to play you. I'm going to show you what a little kind of not trailer, but just a little kind of montage of stuff we got up to. So
I haven't seen this, so I'm excited to see it.
Here we go.
Welcome once again to Tales from the Trails, and again we have no idea what we're going to be doing, where we're going to be going, or what we're going to be riding. But we are starting from the UK Hub event put on by Horizons Unlimited, which is one of the world's most prestigious sort of travel events. And we're just going to take a look around and see what we can see.
It's been raining quite a bit and pretty nasty weather, but we've been getting through alright, and we thought it would be fine. We've done a few water crossings up until this point.
Stewardess!
Yes.
I've made a friend. I'm freaking out. There are so many bloody flies.
Technical error.
I guarantee you Vessel doesn't say that, does
Only
he?
one go, that's it.
And we're back.
Ah. before. Literally, did Sam ride the entire journey with his legs out like that?
So, I apologise that I'm laughing so much. It's simply because Claire decided for the entirety of that, because we can't hear the sound on there in case we get feedback and things like that. So we couldn't hear the sound. We know there's sound there, but so Claire decided to do all her own sound effects.
I did the voiceover for it.
So yeah.
That to be fair, Sam basically couldn't walk for like 3 or 4 days after they all came back with the most horrific colds, of which I think Graham still has.
Yeah.
And I think you've changed Sam's bum for the rest of his life now. It's so ruined, and now I can see why. But it looks epic, doesn't the Oh my god, I need to get onto it. It looks amazing.
Yeah, I mean the Welsh Chets. I mean, we chose to do it a week where it was just
so
rain.
hard.
There were flood warnings everywhere. There were country, and like
It was
I've ridden
sunny.
that route before, and we're going through rivers which are normally about that deep, and they're going over the tank. It was ridiculous.
It was like so sunny for 2 weeks before, and then you got back
And it was just
sunny.
it was hideous. And then it just rained and rained and rained.
And I sat at
rained.
home and I watched Chernobyl and looked after the dogs. I was alright.
Graham Field was having a little trip to Chernobyl. And when he got there, because of the TV series, there's so many people taking selfies and things, they
No.
cancelled his tour.
No.
So he went all the way there, spent all that expense and couldn't go. So I feel gutted for him.
Well, they wouldn't let him go in.
No, they cancelled the tour, but they didn't tell him until he got there. So yeah.
That's a bit harsh.
Yeah. So that sucks a bit.
Anyway,
yes. So anyway, that's a
That
little
movie-
sneak peek.
on part of the Amazon
Yeah.
kind of things.
Um,
Like I say, I know you guys. It was tough. I know it was tough.
It wasn't that tough. I was on a Herald Maverick. My bike was brilliant. It was really tough watching Sam struggle.
But to be fair,
We
though,
returned
it was
that
supposed to
bike.
be me, and then eventually it was like, oh no, Sam will go instead. So that would have been.
I mean, we're trying to keep obviously it a bit secret whether the bike's made it or not. But all I can say is, wow! I cannot believe what we put those bikes through.
It sounded pretty
yeah.
immense.
So Sam's going on a rant now because we're taking the mick out of him. So he's saying that the cow was my only friend, and that's a little bit true because they were both really mean to me.
Well, I was gonna say why you should have taken me, but I couldn't come.
That's
Sadly,
fine.
sorry. Next time.
Next time.
And then I'll cook you some lovely food.
Yeah.
Alright.
He tried to cook Hasselback potatoes
And?
like you did on your thing. Oh my god, it went so badly. He literally had.
Did you have charcoal?
Basically, the outside was black. I mean, so like midnight. It was black. You know, it was like looking at a kind of some sort of black hole, and then you cut it open after like really trying to, and it was raw on the inside. It was just awful.
Oh, he doesn't go at things at half.
No,
my wonderful other. That's why we call him Bam Bam Sam. Mainly because he knocks things down.
Yeah, even when
Destroys things.
people. Yeah. It's So okay, we'll move on. Sam's just written. I have to agree that the potatoes defy science.
Did he
Yes,
bring
did.
like a new black to
Yes.
to the world? He's
No,
the
you know
dark.
that, you know that new black that they've got, that
Yeah,
colour that
it's-
just
it went
it's
beyond
basically that. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about motorcycle stuff some more, shall we?
Yes.
Okay, when Claire decided she's coming on the show, she said she wanted to talk about women's motorcycle clothing, and I have a feeling her opinions aren't good about women's motorcycle clothing, and I don't know if we have any women watching.
Hello.
We do. It's a sad fact that we do have an audience of 96% male.
That's a lot of men. I was going to say something else then, and then I realised that. I
Live
probably
broadcast, shouldn't say that. So Claire,
Yes.
as a male,
Oh.
I have a wide range, even as a rotund male, I have a wide range of motorcycle clothing, colours and things available to me. How do you feel?
Where do I even start on this? Right, ladies,
Can I
if
just,
you're out there...
I'm just going to move over here.
Yeah, okay, I am fully fueled for the wrath that I've got here of just women's clothing in the motorcycle industry is naff, or it's sloppy seconds and really expensive anyway. Now,
just a comment. Are they still making women's clothing as an afterthought?
Yes, they are, and it really annoys me. So, when we went travelling, we got some really nice bits of kit and stuff like that.
Klim mostly you've used.
No, well, Rucker, Revit, Klim, Alpine Stars, and I think the Alpine Stars is one of the pinnacle things that turned up, and I was like, what on earth is this? So I got like an Alpine Stars like rally.
You should have bought it.
I should have, right? When it turns up, I don't know if you can look it up. See if you can find Alpine Stars. Oh, I forget the name.
That's not going to be terribly easy.
Alpine Stars women's rally. There can't be that many. So when it turned up, right, there was obviously netting, shoulder, elbow protectors and stuff like that. It was pink. Don't even get me started on pink. Why? And no, that looks new. It's their off-roading. Look for off-roading, I think. Okay. And in essence, there was like where your boobs are, there was like these pear-shaped kind of protectors. And I looked at them and thought, they look like they're upside down because the pear shape was like that way. So the boobs looked like they were sitting more around here. And I
can't find anything.
So they arrived, and I presumed that you could unzip the protectors and that someone had got them the wrong way up. And we looked for like Velcro bits, and it didn't. And I put it on, and I kid you not, I had to hoist my wabs up to my flipping collarbones in order to be able to ride with them in place. And God knows who made these. It was ridiculous. And so I rode with these through Africa. I basically had a chin rest throughout Africa. This is why my boobs are in the state that they are now, because after 2 years, they were either up here or rucksacks as well. Krieger, what the heck are you playing at? Lovely rucksacks for men. Wonderful rucksacks for men. But me, I had like, if I was wearing them off the bike, it was like I had fish
Sorry,
eyes
I was
for
just
boobs.
not expected to talk about your boobs on this podcast.
Oh, honestly. But they just shove everything that way or that way. And so that annoyed me, for starters.
We do have a woman, Akira Koto. She's here.
What do you wear, Akira? What clothings do you have for off-roading?
Clothings?
Clothings. The other thing is that, so we got a rucker suit, for example, and I had the equivalent of the men's rucker suit. Now Sam had this, and it's the same with Klim. I've got exactly the same. So we're supposed to have the equivalent kind of model. And Sam's one, he's got lovely like extendable sleeves with thumb hoody bits, neck warmth bit, wonderful vents everywhere, pockets. I mean, seriously, who designed these for like women? Because I reckon there's a bunch of guys sat around the table. Oh, what do women carry? Oh, not a lot. Sanitary towel. Yeah, let's make it big enough to fit a sanitary towel in. Seriously, that's all you can fit in like women's overlanding pockets. They're just ridiculously small. The sleeves are short. You don't have all these added extra bits, and they're the same price as the men's stuff. Why? I'd rather pay a couple of £100 more, understanding that there's less of us and it's not as, financially viable for them to do it. But I'd rather pay more to get something back and get those added extras, as opposed to go, oh, here. My rucker suit, for example, was supposed to be fully waterproof, and yet in rainstorm, my arms were always drenched. For some reason, my left boob was always wet. I don't know why. You'd expect it to be the right, because that's the one on the accelerator, but I just came out drenched. Also, and Sam's like, oh, I'm nice and cozy and warm, and I'm like...
Language.
So there was that. And then I've spoken to so many manufacturers as well, and I don't know how you ladies are dealing with this.
Sorry, it's, Akira says, I should not complain then. Women's jeans don't fit me, but men's do. Except that was for Rocker, and I decided against them. The price is not modest.
This is it, right? So you're paying really expensive like prices to get something that kind of fits. The stuff, like I say, at the moment, the best jacket I've got is Klim, but it's well expensive. I have to admit, Revit, well priced, probably some of the best clothes I've ever worn. The protector's not so good.
Do you find you have issues with fit on Revit clothing?
Leg wise, no, and hip wise, no. They seem to be really, really good.
Because I have this. I mean, I am not the ideal shape.
Don't know what you're talking about.
for riding motorcycles, and I find that for starters, the sizing you get is so different. So, if I get a double XL from Klim, fits me fine. Mm-hmm. I get a double XL from Rucker, and it's like only comes up to there, and I'm holding in my belly. Only comes up there, and you're like that, and it doesn't. Nice. And even their biggest size, I find, for instance, it's fine round the waist, but I can't get it past my thighs.
Do you know what? It's like talking to another woman.
I know.
I know exactly how you feel.
And I've got boobs, so it's
it's really infuriating, and I do wish these kind of motorcycle companies would pick their feet up a little bit. And I don't know if you remember, he's taken me to like shows, or rather, I've kind of he's dragged me around shows and gone, oh my god, there's another clothing store with pink clothing. Quick, let's get Claire away before she goes on a massive run. But I've spoken to a few distributors.
Why don't you do any other colours but black and pink? I don't like pink and I don't like black. And this poor man just sitting there looking terrified.
And they put it on, it's too short, and the sleeves are too short, and then I just, But I spoke to a couple of distributors. Like? Anything. And I've said to them, so why is it, being completely serious, why is it that you do a lot of pink? And granted, not so much in overlanding, kind of off-roading stuff. They do actually seem to be a bit more sensible, which is also sand and greys and stuff like that. So the pink's not so much. But funnily enough, one of the guys was like, oh, because the girls then realise that those pink ones are for them, and therefore they're bought more. And I'm like, we are not that thick. I'm sure we could quite easily identify women's clothing, even if it was like in orange or blue or green or whatever
what they
colour.
could just do is they could put up a sign that says women's. Akira saying she has an old
Santiago
jacket that's about a size too big, and she wears that with a knock shirt.
A size too big. Is it big on your shoulders as well, right?
But then apparently she only has a cup size A.
Yeah, see, and I think I understand there is a massive difficulty because we do come in different shapes and sizes, but at the end of the day, it is diabolical. It's very disappointing.
I'm going to probably get shouted at now.
It's okay.
There is a huge amount more male riders than female riders.
Of course.
And when you look at there are more shapes and sizes from women than there are with men. Tends to be
a wide variety.
Yes. So I think financially viable to do that many different sizes. How would you overcome that?
At least do long or tall, kind of regular for starters on trousers. And
do they need to do something with kind of? Can you adjust?
Yeah, even if you had like Velcro pull-in bits, and again some do, but then it's just so poorly fitted. They should just do varying sizes, but put the price up. There we go. Like I said, I'm sure us women wouldn't mind paying a few extra bucks to be in something that's safe, as opposed to having to kind of fit into a really loose gear, and B, is something that's actually practical.
I did notice actually that there was one brand, and I won't say who it is, mainly because I'm not sure I remember correctly, but they had a male version and a female version of the jacket, and the male version had a back protector, elbow protectors, and a kind of some protecting here.
Oh yeah,
and on the women's, it had no back protector and no thing, but they were calling it the exact same jacket.
Yep. Exactly the same with trousers. You don't have the side protectors in on a lot of them, which is stupid. You get at knees. Because we are obviously more bouncy.
Or you're just...
Not worth it.
No.
And I tell you, we are.
Maybe they just say, well, we don't want to be condescending. You guys are better drivers. Therefore, we don't expect you to fall off as much.
Have you seen my track record?
Yeah,
I am officially I'm like Greenpeace of the motorcycle world. I like hugging trees.
I don't quite know what to say to that.
I'm trying to find my other half a jacket. I know, right? I know. It's a really sucky thing, and I don't mean to be aggressive. Like trousers as well. Like I said, I wish they did long ones. My rucker ones. You know, have you ever worked with someone or been in an office with some like guy who's like in his 50s and living at home with his mum and has a bit of a musty smell, right? And his trousers are just above his ankles, and you're like, he's had them since he was like 28 or something. That's what I look like in my rucker. I look like a musty old 50-year-old guy living at home with his parents with my short, knackered trousers on, which burnt on the exhaust because there was no protector on that side. And yet on the men's there was protectors. Oh, if my nostrils could flare anymore, they'd go away.
Before we move on,
Yeah,
let's just go to have a look at some of the comments.
Yep.
Jay has said, try Kenya. We don't have gear for either boys or girls. I ride with Wrangler denim and construction boots. My gloves come from a weightlifting place. Dude. No, don't ride like that. That's so unsafe.
It is.
Should we start a GoFundMe campaign to send in proper riding gear?
Yes.
Jeez.
Yes. You
That's
could have some of
crazy.
my stuff. There we go. To be honest, you're probably better off with what you've got.
Wow. And Akira says the BMW Santiago jacket is a 38, but it's wonderfully vented and it has loads of pockets.
True, but the BMW ones I found are really heavy, and especially they're not waterproof on the outside. A lot of them, so if they get wet, they are heavy. I'm not a massive fan of the BMW jackets.
Sorry, randomly, Smith Sales and Lettings Limited are watching us. Hi guys.
Hey.
A while ago, I asked them if I could do some video work for them.
Did you?
And they said no.
How rude.
Calling you out.
That
But he's
thumbs
also.
up is gonna
But he's
change.
also.
That's going to change to another emoji.
The guy's also really into motorbikes and stuff. So we got on quite well and had a chat anyway. So yeah, I won't hold it against you. Sorry, that just.
He blatantly had.
Okay, I have not. I will not hold it against. Right, we're going to go to an advert break just to let Claire
Thank
simmer
you for,
down for a second.
Letting me.
And then we'll be right back and we'll start talking about Long Way Up.
But before you do, if anyone can recommend any superb brands of clothing or anything like that to try out for women's wear, please share the wealth. All I can say is Revit is really good shout for a cheaper brand. And the rest is potluck. Advert break.
A TomTom satellite navigation unit drizzled in honey. A Helinox chair with crisp, fresh iceberg lettuce. High-end LED fog lights dipped in creamy milk chocolate. Climb jackets sprinkled with free-range goat's cheese. And Schuberth helmets with a naturally sourced cherry on top. This isn't just any adventure bike shop. This is the Adventure Bike Shop. The Adventure Bike Shop.
Rubbish adverts.
Greater adventure.
In my experience, there are three things that broaden the mind. One is hallucinogenics. And the second thing, well, that's traffic. The third thing, of course, is a good read.
When you read or listen to Graham Field's motorcycle travel books, it's not an uphill struggle. You just go along for the trip. Hello, we're back.
Hello. I'm calmer now, so don't worry.
Yes.
And excited.
Breathe, Claire. Okay, so on to our last topic of the day, because we have been running for, I don't know,
A while.
a while. I don't know.
Did I just run for an hour?
I don't know where to find it on here. Okay, so Silver Van Man. Any plans for you guys to interview Lyndon Poskett? He's back in the UK after he finds. Yes, we know very well of Lyndon, and the hope is yes.
We work quite closely with Enduristan as well, who support Lyndon Poskett, so
Yes.
fingers crossed in some
Well, you guys work
way.
closely with Endurestone.
Well, so do you.
Well,
You have.
they've lent us some stuff in the past. So
Yeah.
yes, they've been very good.
Or done bits
anyway,
of them, rather.
Anyway, Akira, I will come back to your comment at the end, but I'm worried it will send Claire on another rant. So I want to
Cheap waterproof stuff. It's the best way to go.
So I want to talk, if I can, about Long Way Up.
Yeah!
So
Yeah! Woo! I'm excited.
Long Way Up.
Gasp!
If I just every time we say this, going to get a different reaction. Long Way Up.
Oh my god.
Okay. So
Ushuaia to Prudhoe Bay, right?
recently, just to give a bit of information, Charlie Borman was giving an interview at the bike shed. I honestly don't know who it was with anymore because it's been so kind of convoluted where it's come from. But he has yet again no longer hinted, because he'd been hinting at another Long Way Up for a while. He has confirmed that there will be a Long Way Up with Ewan. It will go from the bottom of South America to up into Alaska. Now, for the first time ever, he's properly saying it's happening, and he's actually saying that they start filming in a few months' time. So that is incredibly exciting.
Incredibly, it's amazingly awesome, and I know there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be very much like, oh,
Yes.
couple of famous people travelling with a support crew and all that kind of stuff.
I'm not even going to go down that route because
No.
there wouldn't be the adventure market there is without them.
They've
And
inspired so many people.
no matter how
myself
much you want to
included.
say that, well, they don't do it properly. I mean, you know, people saying it's not proper adventure because they have so much backup. They're making a TV show. They need that much backup. Trust me. And I don't think it's any different to, you know, you get someone like Austin Vince when he did one of his big trips through the Sahara Desert, Mondo Sahara, that one. Ta-da! I believe they had someone go in front of them with equipment and things, and they buried it at certain locations and gave them GPS coordinates. So it's still a support truck. It's just going ahead of them rather than following behind them. And so I reject that argument.
Is this where you start, Ryan?
Yes, I do. And it's, you know, there are so many people out there that get really funny about what you and Charlie have done. And you kind of say, well, you know, but you wouldn't have, the market wouldn't be this big enough for it to support you having a career in the adventure market if it wasn't for them. So how can you hate what they do? Now, there are some big questions, however. Number one that's on everyone's lips. What bikes?
What bikes?
Now,
could you imagine if this rumour?
I mean, neither of them have an association with BMW anymore.
Nope.
Ewan has Moto Guzzi, I believe. Is it Moto
Really?
Guzzi? He has an association with, and Charlie is obviously now with Triumph. So, quick question to anyone watching: what do you guys think? Yeah.
Could you imagine they get stepped through scooters like what you did to Sam?
Yeah, the both Honda C90s. I mean, it's a difficult one. I genuinely don't know whether they're just going to go, you know what, we'll have two different bikes. But I can't see any manufacturer being terribly happy by going, right, well, if you take... Because if one bike fails and the other doesn't, it always... And this is one of the things we always come up against when we go to manufacturers and we say, right, we want to test your bike and we want to test it against another bike. And Andrew Nicole, KTM.
Do you think?
KTM?
I don't know. They're so focused on their rallies and
I also
judging their track history.
think that just out of spite they won't do KTM
I
after
think
not
so.
letting them,
I
not
reckon
giving them
so.
bikes. Nick Fry says they'll do it on 690s. They won't. If they do it on anything, it'll be 790s.
Yeah,
If
I
they-
reckon
if-
if
but
they were going to do KTMs, they'd be definitely
I think
on
KTMs
790s.
are out. Full stop. If I'm honest.
Do you know what? I think Charlie's and Ewan is of that kind of. I hope in some way, and this is me, and I love KTMs. I hope they are of that kind of ilk where they'll kind of go, no, screw you, you had your chance. So yeah, I'd be a bit sad if it was KTM. I don't know why, because I'd love it, but
I don't think it will be KTM. I honestly don't know. The other thing is that he implied that there would be a bit of a twist on this one.
I know. So what is that?
Now
And
my
what's that
worry is,
implication?
what if they're not doing it on motorbikes? What if they're doing it with 4x4?
Oh, I wouldn't mind that because I actually quite like 4x4s. But
Yeah,
probably
so do
upset
I,
a lot of
but
motorcycle community.
I can imagine the entire motorcycle community going, no! And to be honest,
maybe
I'd be gutted because
I know that's half
of what they're doing, you know.
I know.
And those guys in the car. When you bear in mind that there are all these TV series, like they have all these celebrities now going off and doing driving together through these incredible environments, and things like that.
Tons in South America.
Yeah.
701s.
701. Let's be honest. That's still a KTM, isn't it?
I know.
They're owned by KTM.
I don't think 701s would be great because at the end of the day, they've got to go for some kind. Personally, I think some kind of adventure bike because fuel is tough in South America. So you want something that you can either upgrade and get better tanks with. I think they're gonna, if they've got the ability of them, unless they're doing something on a lot smaller bikes. Electric bikes. Someone said, yeah, that
would be very cool, but no. This is not going to happen.
I don't think they will. Sadly, I'd love it. That would be.
Let's be honest. The only real choice is a BMW, KTM. Bearing in mind, Charlie's with Triumph. Now, I don't know that Moto Guzzi has anything that would particularly lend itself. They've got this new adventure bike that they bought out, but
it's not going to be.
It's not a tried and tested, and I have a feeling that if they do go with a motorcycle company, they will head towards Triumph.
Do you reckon if this other rumour?
But the other thing is, what is this twist? I mean, the twist could be something really simple, like they're both doing it on different brands of bike, or they're doing it on their own bikes that they own.
Then, is it?
The other twist could be
maybe they've got a budget and they've got to do it on budget.
Maybe it's just they're taking a flight.
Not Sal.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have to admit, I'm really excited about it. I'm quite intrigued though because when did they do the original?
Oh, Triumph Scrambler 1200. Sam, I'm not even reading out that comment. You can read it later. Scrambler 1200. That's Triumph. That could be quite a cool one. It's a good looking one. Sorry, I'll have to tell you. Sam has just said, quick question for my Claire. How did she manage to marry such a handsome devil like Sam? What did you do wrong?
I lost a card game. No, actually, I won a card.
But that's commitment. That is commitment. When you make
the bet.
You went that seriously. You lost a bet. It's like you had to marry him. Poor.
That's how you got travelling as well.
I know.
It's because I won a card game.
I think he might have let you.
Yeah, I think that's probably the case.
Anyway, so what is the twist? Any guys or girls want to talk about what the twist might be?
Could be they got budget to work on, a budgie. But what I'm intrigued about.
Maybe they're trying to do every country on the way up or something. I mean, it could be something very simple.
Well, there was like I said, when was
what are you looking for?
I want to see when their first one. When was it released? When did they do their first?
A while ago now. I can't remember.
Which one was it? Long Way Down or
Long Way Round was first one.
Wasn't it? Let's have a look. Doop doop doop. Does anyone know the quick answer to this? Because I can see
wait.
nothing.
Hey Siri.
Oh, look at him.
When did they film Long Way Round?
I couldn't find any films matching Long Way Round playing nearby.
OMG. A long time ago.
Hey Siri. In what year did Ewan McGregor and Charlie Boardman go round the world on motorcycles?
Such a faff.
I'm sorry, I'm not sure about that. That's rubbish. Let's just do that more.
Anyway, the point is like when they last did it, and I know they're famous, but they're kind of going through countries that people don't really know them. So I'm intrigued as to how they're going to get on going through the Americas with there being so much social media and so many people. Are they going to be
realistically, social media has completely changed since their first trip. I mean, their first trip wasn't... there were no smartphones when they did their first trip.
If they use Snapchat, I will actually kill them. I'm warning you now.
2004. Thank you, Chris. 2004, and then the second one was in 2007.
Yeah, so nearly over 10 years ago. Now they are way, way more recognised in the community. They're going to be going through really large communities who will know them. And I don't know. I know
I'm not sure how well Charlie's known outside of this country, outside of the kind of motorcycle world. I'm not sure he's that
Ewan,
big in the US.
though.
Ewan's huge. Ewan's huge, but then he does a lot of character work. So whether people when he's on the bike, with a big beard and things like that, whether people will recognise him, big beard.
Do you know what? When we were in Africa, me and Sam, because I was riding in all my beautiful gear that made me look like a potato sack, we got somewhere in, I think it was Ethiopia, and Sam took off his helmet, and some kid who's next was went, "Oh my goodness, it's Charlie and Ewan!" And I was like,
Which one were you?
I don't know. I don't know. What was which one was Sam though?
Well, he's not a Ewan, is he?
Oh, what? Well, I guess Ewan's slightly more feminine.
So anyway,
Yeah. So really excited.
the point is that I think the biggest thing is that I think that at this point it's no longer, because there's always been people when they've been talking about rumours about doing another trip. A lot of people have said, oh, maybe it's just Charlie because he's trying to keep his fame level high, so he's bringing up these rumours so he gets press.
No.
I don't think it is. I mean, Ewan's gone through a big life change, as I understand it. He's got remarried and things like that, or he's divorced. And no, I don't think he's remarried. I think he's.
What can I ask? Sorry to interject. What was your opinion of his wife joining him on the last trip? Because I'm in two different kind of worlds of that.
I think.
Silence. Just be honest, Tom. Be honest.
I didn't like it hugely because it changed the whole dynamic. Yeah, between these, it was two friends going on a trip, and suddenly these two friends, his wife was there. Suddenly, it was all about for Ewan, it was all about his wife, and Charlie. Then was Charlie and what?
What?
Claudio. Yeah. Claudio went off on their own and did a different route to the, and it just, overall, I think I preferred Long Way Down. I preferred the pacing of it and things like that. But that right in the middle of it just kind of went, and there is this kind of thing that, we know that Ewan's the bigger star.
Yeah.
But for instance, on both trips, he was having random family members fly out and meet him in places and stuff like that. And Charlie got none of that, And I think,
he's well hard. And no one wants to see him. Charlie, I'm sorry, that's not true. At least one
Kevin Nash can't believe how much they relied on sponsorship.
I can kind of get it.
Yeah, sponsorship is a difficult one.
They're
it's
big
all right to say
stars,
they're big stars and they've got loads and loads of money.
Yeah,
but at the same time, sometimes that money's tied up. It's a difficult one. Oh, Akira's going to say something. She's just literally gone, well! Right, we're waiting, Akira. What is it? Well, what?
I'm off to dinner.
Charlie and Ewan. Oh.
Oh.
Is that it? Charlie and Ewan, exclamation mark.
Maybe they're getting married. Maybe that's the twist.
Maybe, yeah, this is their honeymoon.
Yeah. Do you know...
What's...
Ruffle.
Ruffle.
Oh my god, you can't be that...
R-O-F-L? What's that mean?
Rufflecopter.
I don't know. What does it
Roll
mean?
on the floor laughing.
Oh.
Whatever, Minga.
Sorry. Roll on the floor laughing.
Sorry.
Charlie got his wife once.
Oh,
Charlie
easy now.
got his wife once, but Ewan's mum, dad, brother and wife all appeared. Yeah, exactly.
See, the thing with me, right, with it, I can understand. I thought it was kind of, it's nice that people can get to see their family, and that's nice to show on a big trip. When you've done like a long time away from family, it's difficult, and it was nice to kind of show how, and you could see how ecstatic Ewan was to see his wife.
Yeah.
However, on the other camp, I was, and she didn't seem that enthralled by kind of riding. She wasn't a natural rider. She was pretty new to it. If not, she was new.
She was new. She did the test to do that.
And I just thought, why would you do something in the middle of some people's
there's
trip
also the risk. There's also the risk of things,
Well, I think that's what Charlie was a bit upset with. And I don't know. You only see clips and snippets and stuff, so obviously it's going to be.
There's if you read
bigger,
again, if you read the books, you get a different take on it because
exactly
in the TV series, there's one bit where Ewan gets petrol in his eye.
Oh yeah.
And then he goes off. Yeah. And the thing is, everyone just was like, you've got a little bit of petrol in your eye and you're making such a big fuss. But what they hadn't mentioned, which you find out in the book, is that he'd just had laser eye surgery just before he went on the
I thought
trip.
you were going to say set his eye on fire afterwards. It all went total recall. Rolling around in the Sahara. I got petrol on my eye. I'm not being funny. It really,
it does sting.
really
It does
hurts.
sting, yeah.
It's not nice. It's not nice, especially when you're in stupid heat.
No.
That's ridiculous.
I was going to say something, but I've lost my train
I'm
of
sorry.
thought.
I was chatting about.
I was gonna give you a little anecdote when we met Charlie, and we did an interview, under the visor interview with him, and he was great, and we got on really well. We spoke a lot about dyslexia. We both have dyslexia, so we both a lot when we speak and things like that.
Really? Hadn't noticed.
Shut up. Apparently, I make little cough noises before I say something important.
Yeah.
So, but I said to him, I said, "Oh, Charlie, I've got to say, I really love Long Way Down and Long Way Round." I said, "But I really, really love Race to Dakar." I said, "Race to Dakar," because I like the racing. I really, really enjoyed that, and the kind of camaraderie between you and Cy Pavey and Matt and things like that. And I really enjoyed all of that. And then I turned around and said, "But I tell you, why did you pick that theme tune? It was awful." And then I sung it. I was like, "Dakar doesn't really matter. Why would you pick that, Charlie? Why?" And then he went, "My friend wrote that." I was like, I was devastated. I was like, "Oh no." And that was literally like the last thing we spoke about before he left. That was his lasting impression of me. And I was gutted because he is essentially, like many others, was really inspired by the stuff he did. And I know that there's a lot of people going, "Oh, there's a lot of people who have done it before." You've got your Nick Sanders, you've got obviously
other people and things,
Ted Simons and things like that. And they're but this was the first way anyone was kind of introduced it to the masses.
Are you
I think.
apologising to Charlie right now if he's listening?
Charlie, if you're watching, which I hope you are, because I know you do watch this show occasionally. Because that's what you said anyway.
Before you start singing his friend's theme tune.
I apologise. And if your friend would like to write a theme song, I will use it for something.
You know that like every sentence will spell out a certain word for the verse. I think they're very charismatic. I think they work well together. I quite like that they have their little tiffs and stuff. I'm excited to see how it is.
To clear up the roll on the floor laughing from Akira, she was, I forget again the time delay. She was laughing about you and Sam being mistaken for Charlie and Ewan.
I know. I did actually, to be fair on that, I did actually have a dirt beard at the time because I had goggles on.
Maybe it's a red hair Scottish thing. A lot of red hair Scottish people. Red hair
blonde
Scottish.
at the time.
Is that not your real hair colour?
I was strawberry blonde at the time.
What is your real hair colour? Is that rude? Is that rude to ask on?
No.
How much do you weigh? No.
I don't know actually.
Well, there's a good way to do
it. Because that's not a sexist chat with a woman, is it?
Well,
Tell me about your waistband.
No, I was what?
I don't know. I don't know.
I feel like I'm going to get in trouble soon. So we should probably end it there before I say something offensive.
Well, at the end of the day, I'm really, really, really excited if they're doing a long way up. I don't care what form they do it in. Either way, I think it's going to be great.
I am intrigued about this twist, and I'm worried.
I know.
I'm worried that the twist is actually going to be, because one of the things I enjoy is two mates with Claudio, kind of offer, and it's essentially what we do with our Tales from the Trails.
It is,
but better. No. And I think that I like that. I like the friends hanging out kind of vibe, and I hope they don't. It could be something like they might have stolen Graham's idea to do a TV series where you go, we're going to travel, but we're going to take like 5 celebrities with us, things like that, on motorbikes. Yeah, Graham pitched an idea like that. So.
5 celebrities? What, like just a
I don't
band
know.
of
I'm just
brothers and sisters, yo?
5 celebrities go with them, and they're
Can
so
I?
basically they become.
Can I like be?
They just
I'm
become tour leaders.
Can I be a Z-list celebrity, please, and
Yes,
go on that tour?
you've been on TV. But yeah, I think. I hope it's not that. I hope I don't
It's gonna
want
be
them
great.
to. I don't want them to mess with the original format too
Don't
much.
be.
But it's exciting,
Yeah.
and
Don't be
Charlie,
sad. Don't be worried.
tell us what's happening.
Yeah.
Come on we'll do a special live broadcast for you.
Yeah.
Just come to our amazing studios.
Yeah.
And sit
We'll chat
next
you
to
up.
Claire,
I mean, talk to you. No, we'll talk to you.
and we'll find out exactly what you're doing. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, that'd be wicked.
Michael Davis. Hopefully they show as much as North America as they do the South. Not like Long Way Round where they did Canada and US in one episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be good. That would be good.
Some poor. What is that? Some poor FUK. Some poor FUK.
I'm not going to try and pronounce that because I'll
I'm
probably
worried
pronounce it.
Yeah, it's going to sound rude.
Wrong.
Is that? But he said it's really nice that you guys did this. Thanks. You're very, very welcome.
Thank you.
We hope you've enjoyed. And we've been going, an hour and 11 minutes we've been talking rubbish.
It's because I ranted for about 45 minutes of it. Terribly sorry, guys. And
Women's
girls.
clothes. So, yes,
Thanks so
keep an
much.
eye out. Keep an eye out. We'll be doing more of the kind of simple bike reviews.
Yep, some cooking
some
soon.
cooking.
Don't worry about it. We've not forgot about it.
Bike build should be returning this month as well. So yeah, the YouTube content is just growing and growing and growing.
Yep.
And on that note, I'm going to go home and have some tea.
Yeah, me too.
Thank you very much, and we'll see you all again next month.
Bye.
So we do this really like bye bye, and then there's this awkward bit where I have to lean across and press stop. So bye bye, just keep waving in slow mo.
I'm not very good at waving.